Congrats on winning tonight. We had 3 players score 30-plus points tonight for the first time ever from the Clippers franchise. What do you make of this, making history tonight?
Well, we should have made the history the other way too with the points. Have we ever won a game where the other team shot 57%, and 132 points? I'm more upset at that than happy about that, because that's back-to-back games. Defensive, we got to be a little bit better. But I loved our resolve. I loved how we got down early and made a run. Lou and Trez were fantastic. And then I thought, that second quarter defensively, it was the only good defensive quarter. I thought it was the difference in the game. But the history is good, I guess. Somebody's got to make it. So.
What's gone so wrong defensively the last 2 games?
Don't know. We got to watch the film, and I'll try to figure it out. But we're a good defensive team, and we just haven't been lately. So it's fixable.
Doc, can you speak about Trez's performance today?
Yeah, he was great.
I feel like he kind of gave you the energy when you didn't have it there in that first half.
He was phenomenal. He scored a lot on post ups too. It wasn't just I think a lot of people think Trez only scores through pick and rolls with Lou, and tonight we were just calling C5 and going right to him. And, it just tells you how much work he's put into the game. He's been absolutely wonderful in that department. I thought down the stretch he made 3 or 4 great passes that led to threes, and that's the evolution of Trez, and it's been great.
When Paul picked up that 5th foul, you guys seem to be talking to one another. What was it leaving him in?
Yeah, it was stupid. It was back. It really was terrible coaching. You got to take him out. Some guys you can trust. I told him after the game, now I know who I can't trust. That was a freaky play on that 6th foul. So, but that's probably why you take him out, to be honest. We had a lead, and I looked at the clock, but we had drawn up a play for him that we thought we were going to get a 3, which when you watch the action, the collision he'd have been open at least. But, the 5th foul is the one that created the 6th foul. And we just told him, pull your hands back, and, that's the foul that hurt us.
Early in the season, even though the offense wasn't, scoring on it, the defense was getting it done.
Yeah.
Now it seems like the offense is rolling, but the defense isn't.
Yeah.
How do you look at those? Are you okay with wins where the offense gets it done, but the defense doesn't?
Oh no, I'm okay with wins. I've never complained about a win. But you also look at the long picture instead of just the now, and you can't win that way a lot. You can win a game with bad offense and great defense. You're not going to win a lot of games with bad defense, because the other team usually guards you back. Tonight, we caught fire as well. 2 teams, 57%, 54%. Either the offense was phenomenal tonight, or both teams struggled defensively. The players will tell you the first, the coaches will tell you the second, the way it works.
What did it mean to have Pat back out there?
That was great. His energy, his defense, his instigation. He instigated a tech. It's just what he does. It's Pat being Pat. You think about those little plays like that, it creates wins. So he was fantastic.
And how about his ball handling out there?
It was better. We needed that though. Pat's a one guy. He's not a pure point guard, but he's doing his best. And overall, he's been very good for us. And he's the one guy that knows what we want to run the most. And I told him after the game, I thought he called a great game. He was like a catcher tonight. I thought every play that he called was the right play. So I was proud of him tonight, because that's a big step for him, where he came down and he was making calls tonight. That hasn't happened. That's something we need. That was very nice to see.
You'll, I'm sure, recall the era in the NBA when teams were scoring 70, 80 points oftentimes.
It was beautiful.
What do you think of tonight? You had 130 plus.
It was beautiful. We won. Either way, I never cared about. I was obviously part of the slow ball era. I mean, I was on that Knicks team that. We probably changed more rules than any team in NBA history, us and the Pistons back then. but the games are still close, you know, and at the end of the day, it's like close games, you know. I do think the shooting and the skill is so much higher now, for whatever reason. And then the rules have changed, which allows scoring. So I don't know which one I like more. I just like good basketball.
Doc, you said Pat was like a catcher tonight, and he was calling plays. You feel like he was calling plays the right places, simply you sitting out a couple games and looking at the game differently?
No, yeah, we're doing a lot of things. We're giving him a play sheet, you know, before, and we leave it out so he can stare at them, you know, doing every timeout. You can see him grabbing it, and he's really trying to do this and be good at it. You know, I've done it to 2 guards where I've actually given them my play sheet, and you know, it's Chris and Rondo. Other than that, I don't give anybody else that sheet because they can't handle it. You know, and you know, we're starting to slowly add things to that sheet for Pat, and he's getting better and better at it. It's been very good for him.
He asked for the sheet?
We told him we wanted to do it, and he loved it. So.
After the first quarter, you're down by 16. What was the discussion in the huddle after that?
Guard someone. You know, let's get better defensively. Let's play harder. You know, the typical coach speak. Honestly, it wasn't anything earth-shattering except for we got into the ball and we just played harder, you know, and we played at a better pace.
In reference to that coach sheet, Doc.
Who won the football game today?
New Orleans lost, and the Seahawks, it was going
Rajon Lynch just scored.
Lynch scored.
Yeah.
Wow.
In
Excuse me, I just needed to know that. All right, I'm sorry.
Priorities, I got
Yeah,
it.
that is a priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In reference to that coach sheet that you spoke about, you said a few weeks ago that you feel better, you feel the team was doing better and flowing better when you're calling less plays.
Yeah.
Where are you now? Are you calling less plays? Or you
Yeah,
calling
that's
more
what
to
that's what
players?
we're trying to accomplish. You know, it's tough when you're taking the ball out, pushing up the floor, and you have to look all the way over to me. You know, that kills your pace. And so when your team can just run it and get it down and start getting to a set at 18, it makes a big difference. And that's what we're starting to do, you know, and it's been good.
This weekend, it seems like there's been some wild swings offensively, defensively, great moments and poor moments. And you mentioned yesterday,
I
you
don't
feel
know
like
about, has there been any swings defensively in a good way that I know
second
about?
quarter,
Yeah,
maybe
24 points. Yeah, the other day. Yeah, you're right.
And you mentioned yesterday that since Christmas, you really felt like it hasn't been all that consistent. I guess
No.
night to night right now, what do you feel like you can get out of your guys, you can really bank on?
I don't. You know, I know we're going to be in the game. Like, no matter if we play good D or good bait, or bad or offense, I feel like every night we have a chance to win. That's something you know. That's a comfort. But I also know that we have to do things better. We need to get in the gym. We're going to have that opportunity this week. You know, we have 4 days off. You know, that's longer than the All-Star breaks that I used to have as a player. You know, so we're going to take advantage of a couple of those days.
Doc, Paul came back to, obviously tonight as well.
Mhm.
How is it when he's able to come back? His game is just so smooth. Like there's no rust. And I understand he didn't miss a lot of time, but it's just
Yeah.
like it looked like he played yesterday.
I honestly don't know the answer. I think that's abnormal, but he keeps doing it, you know. But I do think that's you don't see that very often. He's done it, and I love it. I don't want to because I don't know why, but it's been great.
Is this about as good as Jermichael's looked since coming back from his injury?
Yeah, he's playing great, you know, on both ends and doing a lot of things. So he's been really good.
Just following up on the play sheet, why now and why Patrick?
Well, Pat's a point guard, you know.
No,
so,
but I mean, you said you've only done it with his 3.
I just think it's time for him. You know, he's been with me for a year, really, because the first year he was hurt. I think he gets me, you know, and what I see a little bit. We'll have our own discussions about that at times. And I just think it's time for him, and he's really taking it. He's taking it and doing it. So that's going to help us in the long run. The better he can get at it.
All right, one more.
You guys have a lot of them. You know what? I know what you're doing. You have to stay for the next game, so you're stalling. But I don't. So I'm going to dinner in like 2 minutes. I'm telling you right now.
I should let you go.
Thank you.
Just in the first quarter, when things are going, the wrong way, I mean, is there anxiety building? Are you like, are we?
Anger, I don't know about anxiety, no. Not really. Like, I didn't, as far as thinking we're gonna win the game or something, no, I don't even think that far ahead. I just knew we wasn't doing what we're supposed to do. And we had to remind them of that, so. All right, guys, enjoy.
Hey there, NBA fans. For exclusive NBA content, subscribe to Fanatics View YouTube down below.